YouTube, it's Roxanne here from Rox's Cards and Crafts. Today I want to teach you how in Design Space to do the torn paper effect. So it looks on your card when it's printed, it looks very, very real, but it's not. It's all digital. You can do real ones, but this is teaching you how to do it the digital style. Now what I want to get you to do is, let's just move this up a bit. I'm going to get straight into this. So first off, I'm going to take you into PNG Wing. So PNG Wing, there's the name there. And in your search bar there, let's try and find the word torn paper. Let's try that one here. It comes up differently every time. Let's go search. Now you don't want any of these coloured ones, okay? It needs to be a pure PNG. Keeping in mind we may have to, now I thought I saw it on the first page. Let's go torn paper effect. So we don't want these ones with any colour in them. There we go there, we've got this one. Now the problem with some of them is you can still see a shadow around the outside. The shadow down there is lovely, but the shadow down the outside not so much. There's something we can do about that, but first let me get this downloaded, help you download it for the first time when you visit PNG Wing. You're going to go download this PNG and you'll see this forever going around. Click alphabet in order and download. You must do that the first time because they think you're a bot. So let's go, it says 405Z. So 405Z. And it downloads. If it goes shaky for some reason, it wobbles. It did this for me a few times. Just go out of PNG Wing, possibly maybe restart your computer, then come back in. So that's gone and downloaded for you. Now while we're here, for the exercise today, we're going to need a blue sky with clouds. I don't really want a realistic one. I would prefer like a pick-art one. So let's just use, depends what you want. Let's just download that one. Now the second time when you download something, you won't have to go through the alphabet phase. So while that's doing that, it will download. Now I want some green leaves. Let's download everything first. I'll use this one that I used, and I want to show you something handy, but let's just do 3 images. You could go crazy and do, oh, I want this one. Hang on, I'll download that. Do that later, because you will have to rename everything if you go and do it. Now see, it will only come in PNG Wing 27, 26, 25. So jump out of that, we'll close it, and upload them. 26, 27, 25. We want to, you can only upload one at a time. So I'm just, for the sake of being nice and fast, flat graphics, and confirm. I'm not going to go and save everything here. Please do it on your own time. Then we're going to upload the second one, which is the, whoops, they're mine. Browse, let's go the torn paper with all the shadows around it. flat graphic, continue, upload. Don't worry about how big or small they come in, and then upload, browse. We want the blue sky. So yes, it's a bit painful at the moment bringing them all in one by one, but once they're in there, you can start doing multiple cards. Now we've got one more guy, but I've already got him in there. If you want this peekaboo, this little peekaboo guy that I'm about to bring in, I do have, I'll leave a link below to my Ko-fi shop where I've done special PNG files for these cards. They are really, really cute. Now I've changed the colour of my background because we're going to be printing on white cardstock. I think that's the best. And being that they're PNG images, you will need to put, I feel it's best, a background. So go into your shapes, select your square, uncheck your padlock, your width. You could use the width that you desire. I am using 5.75. That is my usual measurements for my toppers. I will change that to white, and that will be the base. So you can see the line on this. You can go ahead and remove the background, but if you do, you'll find that the shadows on the inside there will be removed as well. So 5.75 for that, uncheck, and 3.75. Let's just make it the same width. I've got to bring that to the front. If it disappears, bring it to the front, align and center. So there. What's going to happen though is you're going to get this black line. All right, there is a way around that. So the way around getting rid of this shadow is do that. Bring it in there, so it goes past that black line and there. Highlight them both together and select a slice. So I don't need that one, delete. I don't need that one. And it cuts off that shadow, but also leaves this one. So that's your workaround in Design Space. So really all that's left to do now is putting these guys together and explaining to you what the process is. Now, because these are PNGs and they do not have a background, see how you can see the yellow of my canvas behind this PNG. If that had a background, bring to the front, right, you would see this. It would have a white background behind it, but it doesn't. And the beauty of these guys is you can layer them. Like I could bring in flowers or anything and just layer them, manipulate them. And I've made these little guys so they don't have any background. So all it's a matter of doing is, now I know I changed the size, so width 575. Don't forget, you'll be putting in your own measurements for your A2 card if that's what you use. 375 for the width. We're going to stick this PNG of the torn card. Also make sure that's the same. Uncheck padlock. And because I'm doing a training video, sometimes I can be all over the place with these shapes. I'll align those now. Now, if you want, what's the best thing to do here is to name these pieces. So this is your torn paper, torn paper. Okay. Then we want the square, which is the topper. When I go to flatten these, all these names will go. But for now, we really need them to move them around. First thing I'd like to take care of, and that's going to go on top of the topper, but underneath the torn paper. So you've got topper and torn paper here. So this PNG, I mean, you can see the picture of them, so you really won't need to rename them here. So with those clouds, we need to bring those to the, look, just bring them forward. We don't want them to go to the front because that will be in front of the torn paper. So bring forward and keep bringing forward until you see it. So right now we can make sure that they're all aligned. They won't all be the same size, so we're going to align them to the left. And you just want to make sure, let's select that one again, that it's, I mean, it doesn't have to be that size, it can come into there. As long as it goes under this torn bit so you can't see it. Same applies with up and down. Just so long it's within, so the lefts need to be the side, the left needs to stay there, but you can manipulate your clouds so they look lovely. But let's just keep the left sides together. And because it's right on the edge, and if you did that, you'd see it. So we need to keep those right on the edge, hence why I align to the left. Now with this one, you can have one or two ways. You can have the leaves coming up or the leaves coming from above. I actually like the leaves coming up. Why not? No. We'll do the ones from above because we want to get the effect that the little claws are overhanging the torn bit of paper. And because if you highlighted this and made it smaller, it would really distort this picture. So what you can do is slice the bottom away by selecting a shape, any type of square there, putting that over the bottom bit, and you can keep the bottom bit, selecting both and slicing. Delete, delete, and we can just, we'll go leaves, bottom, and we're going to hide that by closing the eye on the layers panel. Bring that over. Can highlight them all still and go align left, and oh my gosh, just go back, select over here is the best thing, it won't get moved. Now we want to make that go back because it's on top, so we go arrange, send backward. All right, use your arrow keys, just bring them down until you're happy. That's fine. So we'll leave that like that. And you can put buildings on the back. You could do all sorts of things. This is the beauty, as I said, of using PNG files. And last but not least is this cute furry little peekaboo friend. He's at the back. So let's arrange him right to the front. He is at the center of everything, and his little paws need to look like they're coming over the edge of the paper. And I like it when they've got a little top of their head on the top part as well. So we'll leave that there. So now we'll put a text on here. We can just simply go hello. Now, again, if you want to do a fancy font, I use a character map called UWP. I'll show you what I'll do. So I've got Bentley script. I love that script. And I'm going to go capital H. Well, let's put hello. Okay, I need a capital H. So you select capital H and you just double click it. Go and find the E, double click, double L, double click, and the O, we can have a nice little tail coming out from it. Now, where are you? Need it to go to the tail towards the right because it's at the end of the word. So then you go copy. Now, take special notice of the name, Bentley script. Minimize this, and we need to go into System, Bentley script. Need that highlighted and go Control V. A little hello. Make it nice and small so it sort of like sits, I suppose, inside his hands. May or may not work. Might be better up there. It may or may not work. So I'll put it up the top. I don't like things too big, but that looks quite nice to me. So let's just select the card and then flatten. And all of this is now going to print out. Now when you're printing this out and it's just the topper, just duplicate it and cut a couple out at the same time. Don't waste your paper. So I use A4. So it's telling me to save, create a there. Let's call it Torn Paper Effect Card. And save that. Right, so then you're really only wasting this bit down here. But I have another tip for you. Don't waste all that. Go and make yourself some nice little labels for some cards. So go in there and select a shape. Let's select one with round edges. Make them about, I think about 0.5 by 1.5. Go and select your text and maybe do happy birthday. Now I found with these, they look much better in lovely plain words. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to go to Cricut. I want to find like a child's writing. I think they just look adorable. does that one look like? Yeah. If only I could have preempted this. And look, let me just pause this and I'll go and look for a cute little happy birthday to put on there, and I'll show you where to go from there. All right, so go up there and go BFC. Hopefully you have a subscription if you're doing this. BFC have some really lovely little handwritten messages, you know, like kitties writing. And a little bit thick, but not, doesn't have to be handwritten. Could have sworn I saw one up at the beginning. Oh, yeah, that one. I like that one. But the simpler the better. I'll duplicate that and give you another one. We'll see which one looks better. Now they're going to be white, so go up and change the colour to white. Duplicate that one as well, so we've got two different ones at least. And that's going to be white. So you're essentially doing white on black. They look lovely. So just want to align that. Same with this dude. Till it fits into the rectangle there. And I can tell by the rectangle around it. This is just very quick, but you will obviously do a much better job. You need to flatten. Both of those. I'm going to unflatten that one. It just looks like, there we go. Okay, and flatten. Now make a whole heap. Because you're doing a print and cut, good opportunity to make yourself some little labels. So that way you don't have to put any of this fancy wording on. You can go into your stash and just pick a happy birthday. And it doesn't have to be black. I happen to like black and white. You could go pink and black if you wanted to. The world is your oyster. Go to make. Funny, I did the perfect amount. So they're all going to get printed for you. I probably could have done 4 more, but that'll do just to show you. And you're going to go continue. Print on, make sure you've got it set to what you want to print on. Send to printer. Next. Now, I do like using my system dialog because I often change from the rear feed to the cassette feed. So I just go print. So I go to my preferences. See, I've got cassette 2, which is correct A4. So I'm going to go OK and print. Using my Epson EcoTank 8550. So I don't know if you've noticed with the change with this. So this is the screen. You have to make sure that that's set up exactly the same. And it is on your mat, okay? So my computer's on. See that little triangle right there? That's so good now because now there is no way you can there's no excuse, I should say, for you to muck up how to place this on your mat. So that's the only place that that little triangle is. That's the right-hand side, bottom left, bottom right. So that's telling you to place that at the 0, 0 on your mat, okay? And there's all the labels that will get cut out and you can put in your stash. And there's your lovely, now what's going on there? The shadow didn't show in that one, but it showed in that one. It's a different one. Okay, I just went and changed him, but I'll leave the printed one as is. I think. I don't know if that'll work or not. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. All right, I reprinted that little guy out, but I did notice on the side here, like I said, this would be because I'm slack at teaching you to make sure that they've stayed aligned. Or it could be because the bleed's on. But anyway, we've still kept the shadow up the top there. We've got our little labels. So let's go and cut. All right, so I have an overhead light on. Let's turn that off. When your machine scans, you do not want any interference with that on. So that is flicking. Press the C button. And it will scan. So unload. Actually, before you unload, just check. Yeah. All right, it didn't cut because you know what? I did not check my settings, which I just looked at. Didn't have it on, I had it on vinyl. So it needed to go on cardstock. So don't have this problem, as I said, just check. And just simply press that Cricut button again. So I'll pull that out when it's ready. Okay, we're finished now, so unload the mat. Now remember that bit there that I was a bit worried about? All right, that's because you've got the bleed on, and what that happens is it will cut that off. So never fear, it was done the right way. And all your labels have been cut out. One got stuck and left behind. And now you are going to stick your topper onto a card base. And that's all there is to it. Very, very easy. You can come and join my Facebook group on Cricut Connect. If you have an older expression, you can join my Cricut Expression group, or you can join both if you have a new one and an old one. And please like, share and subscribe, and then you'll be notified when I come up with another tutorial for you. In the meantime, if you have any suggestions, please leave a comment in the comment box below in the description. Don't forget, I'll leave a link to these cute little furry baby PNG Peekaboo files in my Ko-fi shop. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a great crafting day. Bye for now.